come once again to discuss things.
Hi everyone, welcome to this episode of Geeky Gentlemen. I am Sid Part 2. Joining me today is Maxwell's Magic Reviews, Deadpoolzilla, and Photogirl8909. Better known as Haley, who has appeared on my channel and been an awkward T-Rex. So, anyway, this time we are reviewing Doctor Who Season 8, Episode 3.
Robot of Sherwood.
I get the name.
Robot of Sherwood.
Robot of Sherwood. There we go. Thank you for the name. So I'm trying to think of a good place to start. Oh, real quick. Deanna is not here because it's like 4 a.m. in her time zone or whatever. So yeah. Anyway, she might be back next week. This is going to be kind of a crazy cast of characters week to week on the show.
Think of it as Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, weekly this is going to fluctuate some based on people's schedules. We'll see how it all works out. She may return, she may not. It's all up in the air. It's all timey-wimey right now. Anyway, so we'll begin. Go round robin, quick general thoughts on Robot of Sherwood. Who wants to start? Okay, no one wants to start. I will start. I actually really did like this episode. It's what I feel like Moffat should do a little bit more of in like picking episodes, even though I know this was written by Gades, in that it's
Gaddis, you fool! You make that mistake all the goddamn time!
I don't care. It's a British name. I can pronounce it however the fuck I want. Anyway, so, like, I wish that they'd do this more with their, like, you know, season episode arcs of like, villain arcs or whatever the, like, main thread is throughout the season, where you just have very self-contained episodes that have, like, maybe a little bit tangentially to do with the overall plot of the season.
They did that throughout Series 7, and it got irritating.
Shut up! Let me finish. This is my general thoughts.
Yeah,
when
and
it's
it
your
sucks.
turn for general thoughts... No, when it's your turn for general thoughts, then you can talk. So shut it! Anyway, so no, I like the idea of going just piecemeal, getting larger parts of the plot, and I think that works, and just letting episodes be self-contained on their own, because then it gives it that element of you can jump in at any point and really enjoy it. So yeah, that's my general thoughts. I really like the episode because of how self-contained it is. Hi, Winston. Since Winston's chirping in, why don't we go over to Maxwell?
Well, Winston, be quiet, please. How dare you talk back to me?
Smack a bitch.
Well, I originally saw the leaked video, and overall, I thought this was good, it was fun. I have one really big complaint, which is they cut something that I thought was kind of important. They cut it out because of the beheadings that happened recently.
Oh, wow.
I know what Matthew's talking about. There was originally, and this is a minor spoiler for the part of the episode, but originally, in the sword fight between Robin Hood and Sheriff of Nottingham, Robin Hood was going to cut off his head and reveal that that Sheriff of Nottingham was part robot, indicating that he was the robots gave him cybernetic implants, but they decided to take it out because they felt that because obviously ISIS was doing the same thing and they didn't want to offend anybody.
ISIS was taking over the world with robots?
No! Beheading...
Sorry.
No, that's
Sorry.
That's horrible, Ian.
I know, but I couldn't resist the chance to make the joke.
That
It was a really good content.
No!
It was a sentence-based joke. It had nothing to do with the real ISIS. They're assholes. Anyway, Maxwell, you want to give more general thoughts, or is that all you wanted to say?
Well, as I said, overall, it was a fun episode, and it seems like in this season, this is the only light-hearted episode that they're gonna do. And overall, I thought it was enjoyable. So, there you go. There's my really short review.
Alright, Photo Girl, it's gonna be weird calling you that. Why don't you go ahead, and I'm gonna make Deadpoolzilla goes last because he keeps butting into everybody's points.
Fuck you.
Okay, well, I loved the episode. I thought it was great, but I just wish that they went with some sort of organic creature or alien, because last two were robots, and this one is robots again, so I don't know exactly where they're going with this.
Well, Daleks aren't robots, but okay.
Well, they are and they aren't, really. They got organic inside, but their exterior is robot.
Fair enough. Okay, Deadpoolzilla, why don't you go ahead?
Like you guys, I like this episode a lot. It felt like it felt like a John Pertwee episode.
Yeah.
It really does feel like something like you could put John Pertwee in this. It had a feeling of the Warrior and and there's actually a reference to the Carnival of Monsters in this episode, and a reference to Patrick Troughton that is really quick. You got it. It's really one of the.
Yeah, I actually want to talk about that.
Yeah. But all in all, I did like this episode. It's in no shape or form like the greatest episode ever, but it's something very lighthearted. I really love the actor who played Robin Hood, and I love how he plays off of Capaldi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, so, Deadpoolzilla just brought something up that I wanted to get into, and this is, once again, one of those things that's more the season overall, it looks like, than the episode specifically, but I found it really interesting. So we get a brief reference to Patrick Troughton when he played Robin Hood in the 50s, okay? And I, disclaimer, this could just be a fun little thing they're doing for, shits and grins, right?
I think that's what it's meant to be, Ian.
Yeah.
Alright, let me just spin my little theory here. We know that Moffat in some way is planning to address Capaldi being in the show at one point before. We've gotten a line reference to it. It looks like it's going to come up again later, possibly. What if he's going to do it with all the doctors? What if this is, seeding that? I thought that might be really interesting. If the faces are borrowed from other people throughout time, so, the Patrick Troughton cameo is actually Patrick Troughton, and the Doctor borrowed his face.
Wow. Dude, I didn't even think of that. My mind
It
just
was really off the wall.
It's kind of it's like your Doctor in Death thing. My mind just is blown again.
I know, it's just an interesting thought that I had. I'm like, well, they've been setting that up for Capaldi. They might do it. I mean, we might get, a reference to that old Colin Baker and Peter Davidson episode related to it. I could see this happening. Anyway, that's just a thought that I had that I wanted to make sure I got out, and it just happened to come out a lot earlier. Alright, so who wants to go somewhere with this? Who wants to start out with somewhere to go? And I'm not volunteering this time.
Can we talk about the said Robin Hood character?
Sure.
Like I said, I like this actor. He feels a lot like an Arrow Finn type Robin Hood. Very charming, very dashing, and we've been trying to get these dark, gritty reboots of Robin Hood. At its core, Robin Hood is meant to be just this fun, archer, handsome rogue type character. And this guy, I can't remember the actor's name, but he was in this show called Da Vinci's Demons, which I was unable to watch because it's on fucking Stars, and I don't get that because I'm not rich. But he really plays off this role really well, and how he plays off Capaldi as well is nothing short of just awesome, and seeing them just have this dick measuring contest throughout the entire episode it's just great. I love how he's just laughing at everything, and the Doctor's just getting irritated with him at every turn.
Yeah.
He's like, ooh, I feel a laugh coming on, stop it! It's almost like if it's like those two annoying kids in the backseat of the car, and Clara's the mother at the front seat. If they were in a car, Clara would be turning that car around.
Yeah. That was really funny. I like that moment when they're in the dungeon and, like, the guy comes in, it's like, he told me to listen for the leader, and then he takes away Clara while they're still bickering. That was really funny, because she's obviously the most adult one in there. And it is like that whole Avengers thing, I guess, of, like, what do you do if you have two extreme personalities in the same room? They're not gonna get along. They're gonna try to kill each other. So that, yeah, I did like the way those two played off of each other. It was really fun. Especially, I mean, right from the start, they're just immediately wanting to fight. Capaldi wants to punch the guy in the face.
I love that. I love that line where he's like, "And has anyone ever punched you in the face for that?"
I was expecting to like with that first line Robin Hood has about stealing the box. I was really expecting them to make a lot of, like, communist jokes, because, like, it sounded so Marxy, and it made me laugh.
I also love that line where Clara comes out of the TARDIS, and then Robin Hood goes, "Are there more in there?"
Yeah. Does anyone know what Robin was referencing when he said he once saw a Turk do something similar?
I just think it's the idea that he thought it was a magic trick.
Yeah.
Though as to why someone's doing a magic trick in the middle of the woods, I can't tell you.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering if there's something in the Robin Hood mythos where...
Well, I think around this time period, the Turks are kind of wrapped up fighting Vlad Dracula in Romania right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, but, like, if that's a good question. I mean, it's possible, but I don't want to put too much thought into that one. Alright, so, yeah, the acting was pretty good from Robin Hood in this. I didn't really care for the sheriff or any of the merry men.
They're there just to be the merry men, and Sheriff of Nottingham is just to be there to be, I am the bad guy.
Although he would make a really good master.
Actually, he came off like the Anthony Ainley master.
Yeah.
I could see that. But it's not looking that way, because he got melted into gold, which,
yeah,
you know, at the end, just saying, if you were turned into, if you got thrown in molten gold, you wouldn't just become a gold encased person. You would melt.
Well, look at Goldmember. It worked out pretty well for him.
Yeah, melted in gold.
Okay, you can go do that, and I guess I'll have the apartment all to myself. Anyway. No, it's just, with Goldmember, sure, I guess if you want to pull from another fictional source, you want to give me someone that, like, this actually happened to?
Well, I think it just makes a cool image, and again, it was they had to go with something, because they couldn't obviously go with the original idea.
How about just have him fall in the thing?
Well, actually, the thing with the hand, that was in the leaked footage. All they did was cut out about 1 minute with the beheading, so... That happened before.
It seemed like he could have just cut off the arm again or something.
Actually, there is something about the beheading, because I rewatched this, like an hour before this.
Uh-huh.
Winston, please be quiet. One of the robots was beheaded as well in this.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, if you were that concerned about the beheading, why not cut that scene as well?
Well, I think what it is that robot's head was blown off and not chopped off. I think they were, and it was it was clearly a robot, whereas the Sheriff of Nottingham, he looked human. I think that's what they didn't want to show.
Yeah, but, then again, you know he's a robot once the head starts talking on the floor.
Yeah, but I think, again, it was more of like he looks human, and it just wouldn't be right. I think that's what... I
don't know. I think that it's like... It's never in poor taste unless you're like... If they were in a desert and one guy was wearing orange, I could see it. But it's a frickin' Robin Hood thing. It's medieval knights fighting kind of thing. You can do it. I don't think anyone would have been upset, to be honest.
No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, well, I think they were just trying to play it safe.
I guess. But, like,
because you have to...
Speaking of that, though, like, to get more to the show itself, though, this was actually a pretty, like, gory show for Doctor Who, wasn't it? When when the sheriff stabs that dude.
Oh yeah.
Just right on screen. That was pretty like hardcore for Doctor Who.
Yeah, well, they've done that before, and this kind of shows how violent this season is. I mean, we've been seeing the Daleks finally kill somebody in the past. We haven't seen them kill anybody since series 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You're right.
Yeah, they haven't killed anybody in 2 seasons. It was nice to see them actually kill people, and it's actually. And again, I like the design. Can I just say I like the design of these Robo Knights?
That was cool.
Not too crazy about the laser head thing, because that's but then again, it just made for a fun, campy ending, which again I was kind of really accepting for this type of episode.
Mm-hmm.
See, for me, I guess my biggest problem with the Knights plot, and I guess this is more my fault than it is Doctor Who's fault, but I was really, really hoping, especially since I didn't know the title, I was really hoping that we'd finally get one episode in the modern Who where there's no aliens or robots or anything.
Yeah.
I like miss that. I want just a history episode.
Well, go back to William Hartnell's episodes.
Oh, yeah.
I know, but I want that in modern Who.
Well,
I want them to do one modern Who episode, because I feel like every couple seasons, they'll do an episode, and it'll just be like, really? You don't need aliens at all. Perfect example, the Vincent van Gogh episode.
Hey, that episode is amazing.
Yeah.
The episode's amazing. The alien plot's fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm. The Agatha Christie one as well could have done without the giant bee.
The giant bee is awful.
That giant fucking wasp is stupid. But all the stuff with Agatha Christie's really good, and also the ghosts of what's the one, the Eccleston one where he teams up with Charles Dickens. That's a really good.
Yeah. Like I just wish they'd do more stuff. Like when they go back in time, I wish every season would have one back in time episode where there's no fucking sci-fi besides the Doctor.
Can we get an episode of Doctor Who teaming up with Harry Houdini?
Absolutely.
To just be like looking at the TARDIS, it's like, I don't know yet, but I'm gonna figure this out.
Although there is one thing with the Houdini storyline, because later on in his life, he did go after the
supernatural.
Yeah.
And
the mediums. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you can have an episode. Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
Well, it's just because in the Charles Dickens, the one that we just referred to earlier, because that had ghosts in it, the Doctor could be there saying, well, there could be an alien explanation, and Houdini goes, are you fucking insane? No!
Well, I think it would be cool to see the Doctor and this Doctor, especially in Houdini, team up, because the Doctor's always looking for the scientific explanation, same as Houdini. So I could definitely see them, like, not be at odds with one another, but definitely like, okay, this is not supernatural, we gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. It's a good episode plot. Maxwell and Deadpoolzilla, I suggest you get a career in writing and go over to Britain and make that happen in the next 4 years. Otherwise, Capaldi's probably going to leave.
Yeah. So when do you want to take the flight over there?
I'm good all week.
Okay. How about tomorrow?
Sweet, I'm in. Let's do this shit.
Anyway, so yeah, the robots thing, I guess that's just my thing, is I want an episode where we just don't have any, like, alien or sci-fi element to it, because it's just, sometimes it's less interesting than the actual history, and it just makes the episode kind of meh, and that wasn't quite the case with this. I would have been more interested, I guess, if the Doctor was seriously, like, blown away like he was about Robin Hood existing, and kept looking for a sci-fi explanation, and then there wasn't at all, which is kind of what we got, but not really, because there was sci-fi. Nitpick moment. How does one fucking golden arrow get them out of the atmosphere?
Yeah.
That was the part that was like, but it actually redeemed itself with that parallel, that conversation between the Doctor and Robin Hood at the end of the episode. That was a very redeeming quality for me.
That was great.
But yeah, that stupid arrow hitting the ship, that's the part where I was like, you stumbled there, Gatiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part didn't work, but I really liked the moment right before it where the doctor's like, I cheated, I used a tracker.
Yeah.
That was so him. Cracked me the hell up. Capaldi delivered that line perfectly. I cheated.
But I do love how they, like, getting back to that ending part of the Doctor talking about, talking with Robin Hood and saying that I'm not a hero, and Robin Hood saying, no, neither am I, but people can believe we're heroes and maybe we can inspire people, which the Doctor has done in his life.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of going back to one of my favorite elements of the Davies run, in that the Doctor was, everything Davies did led to the Doctor being a publicly accepted and like, quote-unquote worshipped hero, and him feeling that he was okay with deserving that after everything he'd done in the Time War. And then with, the second Moffat gets a hold of it, nope, he's never existed, and so I was always really disappointed by that, but, like, I think this is a happy medium for the Doctor, where he's this legend that people know of, and the people that know of the legend idolize him as a hero, but it's not confirmed that he exists in the same way that, like,
he is the Bigfoot exists. He is the Bigfoot of time and space.
Sure, let's go with that. I was going to make an intelligent point, and then that happened.
I had to do it on Bill's behalf since he's not here.
Right? Photo Girl, you've been quiet. Bring something up immediately.
About the Doctor and your, thing about having a non-sci-fi episode, why not dwell on more of his humanistic thoughts, human ideals? Not that he's an alien, but more of what makes him more human.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would work, because he does have a very introverted personality. Like, he doesn't want to let people in, but yet he does.
Yeah, it is that contradiction at the core of the character, isn't it?
It is.
That is one of those interesting things is, I'm running, but I like to pick people up.
Yeah.
Because, I'm running. And people tend to make me faster because I'm running. Yeah, I guess I could see that, focusing more on just the Doctor as him on his own, but I guess I'm referring more to, if you're going to go back in time and do something with history, just make it more, it'll be more interesting if you don't do the sci-fi angle to it.
Yeah, non-sci-fi, that makes sense.
Alright, so let's move along here. Well, we've talked about actors, what'd you guys think of the overall villain plot? Because this is 2 episodes now this season where the entire plot is get off Earth, even though we've been here for thousands of years.
Well, it doesn't even say that they've been there that long. They only say that it only happened months ago.
Yeah.
Well, like, wasn't there a line about the castle, like, blending in and everything for, like, X amount of time?
Yeah, they only said a few months.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it'd been here for thousands of years.
No.
Like it was last time.
It's again it's a generic plot. I'll say that, but sometimes it's okay to be generic.
Yeah, I suppose enough was done that's more interesting around the basic villain plot, but I don't know. I was just I guess I was just expecting a little bit more because, like I said, that was basically what was going on in the pilot episode. It was a ship that was hiding in plain sight that needed to get off the planet. It almost feels like Moffat and Gatiss were having a writing competition of who could do more with the same premise of robots trying to leave Earth.
And make it more credible?
Yet I suppose... I mean, I guess I'd say Moffat wins, but it's not like the most interesting part of either episode. So yeah, that's any other thoughts on the villain plot, Maxwell or Photo Girl?
Would you like to go first?
Yeah. It was okay villain plot, but I agree that they could have done better with that. I would have liked to see more on the other villain. I think she's a villain. I don't know yet. That Misty girl in heaven. I don't know. Kind of want to see more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, for the villain plot, the sheriff's plan kind of made sense in the time period. The whole, I'm going to conquer this city, then this city, then this city, and then the world. It just seems in this time period of kingdoms, because hell, even I believe it's like Napoleon wanted to conquer the known world.
Yeah.
You know, so I think in this case, I'm going to use this to conquer the world actually kind of makes sense in the time period, unlike any other one.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. I guess he was the more interesting part about it, but, like, I guess the part I don't understand is, especially in the episode we got, so I'm gonna emphasize that. In the episode we got, not the episode that was released and then edited, in the episode we got, why the fuck do the robots need a human to do everything for them?
They never
like
explained that. That's a good-ass point.
Maybe they're not smart enough. Maybe they need human guidance. Maybe their technology isn't as advanced as they think it is.
It's from the 20s.
They can travel through space and time, but they can't figure out how to oppress peasants on their own?
Well, in the leaked footage, in that 1 minute, it does kind of give an explanation.
Yeah, but that's the point, is it's leaked footage that's no longer part of the episode.
Except it may be on the DVD release. I hope they're going to put it
well,
back in.
If it is, then fine, but right now it's like pothole.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's one of those things, it's like they seem like they're perfectly fine to oppress the peasants, and he's just there to me. I don't know why they, like, are helping him at all.
Also, I love how the Sheriff of Nottingham shoots a hole right through the Doctor's theory of, oh, you just need a reason, he's a robot like you. He's like, why the hell would we want to expend resources and time fighting one of our own? And he's like, you wouldn't, that's stupid. Oh, damn it!
Oh.
Actually, do you think that's going to be a character trait of the Doctor? Because in the first episode, he had sort of the same thing where it was, oh, completely forget that. Don't ever remember I just screwed up on my theory. You know.
He's just like, I hate being wrong in public.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Like, Bill's been saying we're going to get a much less dependable Doctor, and I guess I'm starting to see that. We are going a lot more classic Doctor, where he's just kind of, you know, he's trying his best, but he's not very good at it.
In other words, he's full of himself.
To be fair, he has kind of been out of practice of the whole flying around the universe solving everybody's problems for like 1,000 years now, so just saying. Mm-hmm. He's got some time to get back into it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of that, there's a novel I've been meaning to get called Tales of Trenzalore, which is, it tells all these mini-stories that happened during the Siege of Trenzalore, and it's all classic villains, like they brought the Mara back, which was awesome.
Oh, cool. That sounds awesome. I hope they do like an audio version of that. I'd love to listen to it. Anyway. So, yeah, I'm trying to think what else to talk about here.
Clara was really good in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, I think that was more the actress than the writing, because right off the bat, it's really kind of an awkward situation to a certain extent.
Yeah, like, she's saying, oh, Robin Hood doesn't exist, I know this. Bitch, you're a teacher, you know he doesn't exist.
Well, no, it's not just that, it's like, she seems to, out of nowhere, like, she's never mentioned it before, but now she just loves Robin Hood.
And also, out of nowhere, she knows how to do Taekwondo.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That part of the show did not make any sense. I feel like they should have just left that out. I don't know. It was weird.
Because if she really did know Taekwondo, she would have had, like, there are points where I was like, why didn't you do Taekwondo there? Why didn't you do Taekwondo there?
No, I guess, like, that's not the problem for me. Like, really, it's just the motivation for them getting... I guess the conceit, the scene that we get before they land, is just really... I mean, they're both good in it, but the writing's not really up to par. Mm-hmm. It's just, there's this miscommunication going on.
Yeah, Gatiss could be very hit... I like his... He's never done... Well, no, Night Terrors was shit.
Night Terrors. Which one? Is that the one with the werewolf?
No, Night Terrors is the one with the Doctor goes to this little kid's house and it's got the doll.
The doll
I
house.
like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That one is terrible.
You have awful taste.
You have awful taste.
I think Deadpoolzilla just likes bad things.
I think you just like being by Bizarro or something.
No, I think you just are a horrible person with no taste.
Do I need to be the Clara here? Really?
Yes. You're fat and you're ugly and you're gonna die alone, Deadpoolzilla.
Okay, that was mean.
Sorry. Anyway.
Can I bring up that one line that just made me laugh out loud? Was after the Robin Hood gets the guard in after faking his sickness. The doctor's like, "Oh, I think he soiled himself."
Yeah.
Robin Hood knocks him out. He's like, "Soiled myself? Oh, did you? That's getting into character."
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about Clara real quick though. Since Maxwell and Haley didn't get to throw in at all. Shit, sorry. Photo girl, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, you said before the episode everyone called me Photo Girl, so. Anyway, I suppose I have mentioned your name on the show before.
You have, trust me.
Yes.
Okay, so Maxwell, you go ahead, go first.
Honestly, I'm really glad that she's no longer, like she was in the first season we got of her, where she was just a plot device of, let's try and figure out the mystery of her. At least now she has a character. But in this episode, the one minor problem I have with her characterization is when she and the sheriff first meet, when she's being interrogated, she very clearly says, well, you're the one with the army of robots, and then later on, she talks about, well, I saw the lights in the sky, and I saw the thing crash. You know, you just said robots. You could at least say, I saw the flying saucer land to Earth. You know, I just thought, why would the sheriff ever believe her during that?
He wouldn't know what a flying saucer is. From her perspective, he wouldn't know what a flying saucer is. I mean,
except he
they
saw
kind
it.
of... No, they kind of like... No, he wouldn't know what the word flying saucer means.
Well, saying, like, the ship. You know?
No, but the lights in the sky is that to him. It's that, you know, you gotta kind of be careful about which words you use.
Well, but
because there are new words.
He understood robot, and that wasn't used in the 1100s.
No, he said, your words confuse me.
Yeah, like, they specifically go into it. Like, because she says, I had a bag of chips, or crisps.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't know what that means.
Well, it's also the way she said it. The first part, it was very matter-of-fact, and then when we see her again, when she's trying to get the information, she's no longer doing this matter-of-fact, I saw the lights in the sky. I saw it crash. You know, she said it, like, well, I saw the lights in the sky, and it crashed. You know, that it was just a different tone, and it's just, if I was the sheriff, I would go, why should I believe you now? You've completely changed how you're talking. Not just the words, but the meaning behind it.
Oh, I can see that, but on the other hand, Clara was stroking his ego. And maybe he was just so enamored with himself, he just went along with it. I guess that's one way you could look at it.
Yeah.
Possibly. How about you, Haley? What do you think of Clara?
I felt like it was actually our weakest episode, really.
Go on.
She wasn't as brave as I would have liked her to be, I suppose. Like the last one, she told the main villain that, oh, go ahead and kill me, because I'm not going to say anything. Well, this one, she just goes ahead and spills the beans, kind of. Like,
she manipulated the sheriff into spoiling his entire, backstory. I'd say that's pretty brave. Also, she took out a giant axe.
But then again, she did also spill the beans about who the doctor is to Robin.
Yeah, but she probably trusts him. As a thing. She does not trust the sheriff. She trusts Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, so Clara, Doctor, anything in particular about Capaldi here? I mean, I mentioned that I love how he admitted he cheated.
Yeah.
Anything else that anyone wants to bring up about Capaldi's performance?
I think it was his best episode. But
Go ahead first, Haley. Haley, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to start over because Deadpoolzilla decided to yell in my ear.
Sorry.
I think it was honestly his best episode. It really showed Peter Capaldi's personality, his humor, and how he could just have his wit.
Yeah. Deadpoolzilla?
The spoon.
Spoon!
Yeah, he's wit. He's a witty guy. He's like, I could beat you with a spoon.
The Tick would be so proud.
Yeah.
Spoon! Thank you for acknowledging my Tick reference, Deadpoolzilla. Spoon!
Again, this does, and him and Clara, and I have to agree with Haley on this, is that this is I think this is some of Capaldi's best work. I mean, he's been great consistently throughout the entire season so far, and this time it really shows of how he does in a very lighthearted situation, because we've seen him do dark stuff and a little bit of funny at the beginning of the series, and then we saw his darker side in episode 2. Now we're seeing his more lighter tone, but you still get that kind of darkness and cynicism to this version of the Doctor.
Yeah, I agree. I really can't wait, because he hasn't quite gotten one yet. I cannot wait for the first, because the one thing Moffat's great at is when the Doctor gets to give a badass speech, and I cannot wait for Capaldi's first badass speech to a bunch of aliens or something.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Well, you might get that next episode. Maybe,
but I really like what he was doing. Deadpoolzilla, you got an Ice Warriors reference here. I'm sure you, pissed yourself with joy.
Yeah. I was like, Ice Warriors!
Yeah, anyway, no, I really love Capaldi in this one, because, yeah, seeing him get to be lighthearted and stuff, and getting, the fencing reference and stuff, it was a lot of fun. I'm liking all the classic Who references we're getting with him now. So yeah, I really liked him in this. Maxwell, anything?
I think it's just gonna be really tough for me to decide between Capaldi or Eccleston as my favorite new Who Doctor.
Oh, okay.
Just,
Capaldi will probably have
from the first episode. Well, hell, I like Capaldi from the regeneration scene. So,
3 episodes in, he's already probably your favorite. Wow.
Well, he still has the rest of the season. There could be a few missteps where I like Eccleston more after one season.
What if the Doctor did a rap? Would that make you like him more?
If he rapped?
Yeah, like a gangster rap.
Honestly,
character, but funny. He's
here's the next team up: the Doctor and Tupac.
Yes, we're gonna see that aliens are the ones that killed Tupac.
It'd make a lot of goddamn sense.
Right after they abducted Elvis. Oh my god, I get it now. Anyway, I was at the station the other night, and the anchor, her and I are talking in between the commercial break, and she goes, "This just in, Tupac's alive." I'm like, yes, news personality. Say that on air. That'll be amazing.
Speaking of other other Doctor Who stuff, you know who's now in charge of the Late Late Show?
Who?
Ferguson, right?
Yeah. After Ferguson is stepping down, and the actor who played Craig in series 6 and 7 is going to, series 5 and 6 is going to be is the new host.
No.
Craig who?
Craig, the big guy, Stormageddon's dad.
Oh, Stormageddon. Okay. I love Stormageddon. I miss him. Stormageddon needs to come back.
But yeah, he's taking over Craig Ferguson's show.
Cool.
Nice.
Anyway, alright, so I had another general thought about the episode that I wanted to get out, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
Well,
It's gone right now. Hold on. Someone else talk.
why don't you go first?
Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. You wanted to go first.
No, you go first. You go first.
Why don't you fucking go? God damn!
Okay. Do you guys want to talk about our give a general thoughts on what the next episode Listen will be like?
Sure. I volunteer Haley.
I'm not sure yet, because it was a very vague preview. Like, I did not understand at all what was going on.
It's literally going to be a monster under the bed situation from what I can glean
Oh,
from it.
yeah, you're right. Okay.
So clearly the villain is the boogeyman.
Isn't this the one where we're gonna see Danny Pink really old, or a really old relative of his? Because isn't he wearing gray hair?
I have no idea.
In the trailer for this? Or is that for the next episode after this?
I don't know.
I don't know, but for me, I'm curious because I didn't look at the leaks. I didn't see the leaked scripts or whatever, but everyone says that this is this is going to be just a Moffat episode, and this is some of Moffat's best writing in the new series since he took over.
Okay. Sounds good.
And this is the episode that Moffat himself has been building up, saying, "Oh, this is going to be a really good episode." I don't know why he's Irish.
Because you're a racist. That's why.
Shut up. But no, I want to see. Moffat, you better put your money where your mouth is.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Moffat's more small scale stuff. You know, Weeping Angels, all that. I really enjoy that. It's fun to watch. Should be cool. Like I said, it looks like they're gonna go monster under the bed, and that should be fun to see. And I will probably watch this with all the lights off and start just grabbing ankles as soon as I get the chance.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Haley, if you leave him after this, we won't blame you.
Anyway, alright, so I guess that's about it, unless there's anything else that anyone wanted to bring up.
Yeah. Does anyone have any...
Oh, go ahead.
Does anybody have any theories on what Capaldi was writing in the first scene? Because he was writing on the floor in the first episode. In the second episode, we saw the blackboard with the symbols, and here again we saw it.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I'm glad someone else noticed that. Thanks, Max. I've noticed that too, and I'm kind of wondering, is this going to tie into the Promised Land kind of story? Because you see, in the past 3 episodes, he's been writing equations.
Yeah.
When was he doing it in the second one?
You didn't see...
It was just on the blackboard. I don't remember where.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. That is interesting. And side note, I like that the TARDIS is more homely again. That's something I've been missing since, they rebooted it for, the middle of Season 7. I didn't like it. But I like that it's got, the chairs and the furniture and stuff in it again. We were kind of even missing that a little bit in Smith's main TARDIS, but anyway. No, I don't know, that's a good point. Do you think it's going to be like that whole Gallifreyan Doctor's name thing?
Well, I don't know why he would be writing his name down constantly.
No, I mean he's writing in Gallifreyan and doing calculations on something. I
believe it was said that Gallifreyan is basically a mathematical language, so it is possible.
Yeah, I guess he could be. If I were to guess, I'd say maybe he's trying to figure out the coordinates of where Gallifrey's at.
Yeah,
that's probably it.
Probably.
Or at least try to find out a mathematical solution of how to pull Gallifrey out without getting everyone in the universe pissed off.
Yeah. No, but it was a cool episode. I had one thought that was just kind of related to Doctor Who overall that I wanted to get out, because it hit me today. I thought it was so brilliant the way that they did Matt Smith's final episode, because this hit me today. No matter how old he gets, he's the Doctor that can always come back to do it again. And that's cool. You just have to contrive a way for him to be off Trenzalore temporarily. And that seems reasonably easy. So I'm excited about that. Anyway. So that's just something that hit me, but let's go ahead and do a score for the episode then. I'm sure everyone remembers how the scoring system works, and since this is her first time on the show, Haley, you get to go first.
I'll do 4 exploding targets out of 4.
Ah, damn. Alright. Deadpoolzilla?
I'm gonna give this 3.5 sheriffs falling into a vat of gold out of 5.
Maxwell?
I thought it was average, but because of what they took away, because of the beheading, I'm gonna have to give this 2.5 soiled underwear out of 5.
Oh god damn, that's terrible. Alright. I guess I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5. God, what is it? Golden Arrow plot contrivances. So that was fun. Next week we'll be discussing Listen. I don't know who's gonna be here and who's not. It's all up in the air right now. It's all craziness and mayhem, just like Doctor Who should be.
You could say it's timey-wimey.
Ah, fuck you. Anyway, everyone, thank you for listening, and until next time, I'm the Philosopher. Anybody that feels like jumping in.
I'm the Magician.
I'm the Photo Girl.
I'm the Creator.
And we are your Geeky gentlemen and lady. We will be discussing